Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This initiation ceremony gives a greater chance to understand Krishna. After many births and deaths, bahunam jamanamante, jnanavamam prapajate, of trying to understand what is our place in this existence, what is our mission, and what is our duty, this chance, this rarest of opportunities comes for our formally enrolling in the Bhakti Academy for first initiation, and for second initiation for being eligible to worship the deity and recite the Archana mantras for deity worship. It is very difficult to understand Krishna. Is Krishna the greatest, the biggest in quantity? Yes, but Krishna is also smaller than anything you can imagine. He's greater than anything you can imagine and smaller than anything you can imagine. The Upanishads explain, Anor Aniyan Mahato Mihiyan, the Supreme Absolute Truth is bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest. One way to easily understand how Krishna is the smallest is to know that the living entity is a little Krishna, a very tiny Krishna. If you want to say that you are God, then you have to be more accurate and say you are a tiny God. You're a tiny Krishna. And because we are tiny, we get overwhelmed by the material energy. And we forget who is Krishna. We forget who are we. And we're determined to struggle in the oppressive material atmosphere. We're so determined. I have my duties, I have my job, I have my mission. Please. My life is already figured out for me. The real mission in life, the Vedas teach us, is how to understand Krishna. Vedaishta sarvai ahameva vedya. Krishna says, by all the Vedas he is to be known. So this initiation ceremony is increasing our ability to understand Krishna. How? By the formal commitment. Krishna is impressed by those who formally commit themselves and take the vows. In that way, Krishna takes us more seriously. Just like someone who, in an ordinary relationship, commits themselves rather than go on in a casual relationship, shows more seriousness of purpose, more earnestness. We want to understand Krishna. There's nothing more attractive, nothing more beautiful, nothing more deep and satisfying than understanding Krishna. Yet, in Goloka Vrindavan, in the topmost portion of the spiritual world, understanding Krishna is not the premium, it's not the topmost thing. The residents of Vrindavan are beyond understanding Krishna. How could anyone be beyond understanding Krishna? They simply love Krishna. Their love of Krishna is not dependent on knowledge that Krishna is God. Now, we cannot imitate this. We need to understand Krishna so that we'll be safe from the allurements, the illusions of the material energy. We're in the recuperating stage in which we're reviving our love for Krishna. So we need to understand Krishna as much as Krishna can be known. We should not be lazy in that regard. Still, we should know that in the topmost portion of the spiritual world, they don't even know that Krishna is God. And they don't care to know that Krishna is God. Sometimes the cowherd boys or the cowherd men, they'll talk. Is Krishna a demigod? They'll say, maybe he's a demigod. Maybe. And then the cowherd boys may conclude, okay, if indeed he's a demigod, that means we are too, because we're just as good as him. It all makes sense. Ultimately, no one cares whether Krishna is God, demigod, empowered by Narayan. There's so many theories buzzing around Goloka Vrindavan. All for increasing the relationship, the pleasure of the relationship between Krishna and his devotees. All that talk is going on. Village talk. We want to be able to be part of that Goloka Vrindavan village talk. The village talk in the material world is a perverted reflection of the village talk in Goloka Vrindavan. There in Goloka Vrindavan, even they see Krishna do something wonderful, still, they don't accept that he's God. Krishna doesn't want them to accept that. Simply, whatever happens increases the love for Krishna. We want to revive our dormant love for Krishna. We are tiny samples of Krishna. Therefore, because Krishna is attracted to the opposite sex, you'll find in the material world, living entities are attracted like that. But Krishna's attraction to the opposite sex is still self-sufficient because he's attracted to his own energy. He never goes outside of himself. He's attracted to the crest jewel of his own internal potency. But our attempts to pursue attractions in the material world involve hard work, negotiations, arbitrations, constant discussions, misunderstandings, arguments. We're pursuing that because we're part of Krishna. Krishna's arguments with his girlfriends in Goloka Vrindavan, they're 100% blissful. They're ever increasing in ecstasy. We cannot say the same for ourselves. Although Krishna cannot be completely understood, we want to understand him as much as possible. Because the more we understand Krishna, the more we'll be attracted. Just like for us, there's past, present, and future. We see in terms of past, present, and future. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. But for Krishna, there is no past, present, or future. Why is that? You can't conceive of how someone can exist without a past, present, and future. But time is Krishna's energy. He's not under the influence of time. There's no past, present, or future for Krishna because he has no material body. Past, present, and future is experienced by those with a material body. But Krishna has none. So this is a puzzle for us. How do you not feel yesterday, today, and tomorrow? And all the different species of life, they have a different yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Your yesterday, today, and tomorrow is not the same as an ant's. It's not the same as Lord Brahma's. It's all relative according to your body, your material body. But Krishna has no material body. So there's nothing relative about Krishna. He's the supreme absolute truth. And he's inviting you to understand him and live on the same qualitative level as him. And what is our response? Too busy, not now, later. We have many important things to do. Bhakti yoga means to use our senses to please the master of the senses. Then you can understand Krishna. So understanding Krishna doesn't simply mean book study. Understanding Krishna means that we engage in his service with sacrifice. And that sacrifice of our senses for the pleasure of Krishna gives us the ability to understand Krishna. The bhakti program involves engagement for all our senses, especially the tongue. And by sacrificing for Krishna's pleasure, by endeavoring for Krishna's pleasure, we can understand Krishna. As Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, yavan yaschashmi tattvata. Only by devotional service can I be understood. So a devotee is always hungry for opportunities to engage in Krishna's service with sacrifice. Just as the material world is always trying to force upon you sacrifice. Yes? At work, they're pushing you, sacrifice, sacrifice. At home, the push is sacrifice, sacrifice. That's the nature of existence. Therefore, Krishna is simply saying, sacrifice for his pleasure. We cannot deny sacrifice. It's just that the illusory energy makes it seem like the best thing to do is to sacrifice for Maya. Maya gives the best rewards. Krishna, you don't know. You don't understand Krishna. He has his own pastimes. He's far away, but you are in the real world. You're dealing with the here and now. Sacrifice for Maya. Oh, yes, yes, it's my duty. The more we sacrifice for Krishna, the more we can understand Krishna, even though Krishna can't be understood fully. So this initiation ceremony is an opportunity. How to understand Krishna more and be more attracted to Krishna. Those who are taking Harinam Diksha should always be mindful of the 10 offenses in chanting and make it their life's career to achieve attentive chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, no matter how long it takes. Our life is very short, actually, anyway. But if we make the decades of whatever lifespan we have dedicated to attentive chanting, then we are fulfilling the mandate given at the time of initiation. And those who are taking second initiation, you are having a chance to engage in archana, deity worship, the authorized scientific process of serving the deity. And you can begin to understand how serving the deity is non-different from serving Krishna. Actually, those doing deity worship, the pujaris, should never think they're serving Krishna directly. No, they are assisting the parampara in serving Krishna. So never think, here I am on the altar, it's just me and Krishna. It's me and Radha Ballabha. No, you are assisting your spiritual master who's assisting his spiritual master. And on it goes up the parampara. Just that Srila Prabhupada explained what happens when you offer prasad. You're making an offering on the altar, or even in your home, but especially on the altar. You say the prayers, and your spiritual master takes the offering, passes it to his spiritual master. It goes all the way up the parampara to Krishna. Krishna eats and then passes it down the parampara to you. Step by step. Very scientific process. So we should always see ourselves as humble servants. Actually, initiation is a chance to solidify our status as servants of the servant. Servant of our spiritual master, servant of Srila Prabhupada, servant of all the Vaishnavas. That is the way to always be happy and be full of knowledge. So please we ask the assembled Vaishnavas, give your blessings to these initiates. We thank all the senior leaders in the temple for guiding and encouraging these devotees in their day-to-day affairs. Especially we want to thank His Grace Aniruddha Prabhu and Achinta Rupa Mataji for all their determined efforts. And other senior leaders, Nityananda Priya Prabhu, Jagannath Ram, so many are all trying to help, pushing persons forward. And we thank them all. Gopur Mandesh is trying his best. So many. I thank you all.